I'd like you to do me a favor. Turn the corners of your mouth up. Turn the corners of your mouth up and make a bit of a smile. And then let out a bit of a laugh. Oh, that's not much of a laugh. Come on. Come on, give it a... All right. Even if it feels forced, give up a little laugh. One more time to the person next to you. Awesome. Did you notice anything there? Now you can stop laughing. No. Did you notice anything there? Did you notice, if you take just a second to notice how you're feeling? Something happens when we laugh. Laughter is actually very good for us physically. It can ease tension, it can lower our blood pressure, it can really fortify those cells that fight disease. It can fight off the bad effects of cortisol and adrenaline. Laughter is extremely important for us physically. And yet, the older we get, the less we laugh. Could you hit the button on that one?
Sure.
When we're babies, when we're children, we laugh up to 400 times a day. Yeah. By the time we're 35, that number's dropped to 15. 15. So when we need it most, when stress is really starting to get to us in our middle age, is when we laugh the least. And I find that really ironic because of all of the health benefits that, I'm sorry, this is buzzing. Just shut it off here. Oh, I have to tape this. Yes, Mr. President? No, I'm at APSE right now. You just got off the phone with Putin? Oh, yeah, that can be really stressful. Did you try the laughter techniques that we... I see. Okay, I have time for one. But, Mr. President, is Michelle there? Could you put her on? Michelle, I really am busy right now. Oh, okay, all right. He needs to calm down. Try one of the bear jokes I gave you. Do you have the list of jokes? He loves the bear ones. Oh, Malia took it. Okay, try this one. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Okay, Michelle, you're not laughing. Okay, well, I have another one. I have one more. What happens when you cross a teddy bear with a skunk? Yes, Winnie the Pooh. That did it. Yes, I hear him laughing. Okay, that's good. All right. If you have any other problems, call Morgan Freeman. Okay, all right, goodbye. Well, now, that's a guy that has, excuse me for that, that's a guy that has a very stressful job. But he's not the only one in this room that feels stressed out at times. So how can we improve our laughter on a daily basis at work? There's actually a lot of things that we can do. How about a paper airplane contest? How about a 3 o'clock dance party? What about an occasional joke or some cartoons, a place where you place cartoons on a wall somewhere in your office? 2 truths and a lie. You can learn a lot about your coworkers that way. Sometimes too much. All right? But there are ways to weave comedy into our everyday. Oh, even maybe a video in the break room for lunch, or a puzzle, some games. Something to keep the energy and the humor up. Because not only is it good for us physically, but it brings down conflict on the job. It's good for creativity. It's really good for building relationships. There's so much to be said for humor on the job. Now, what do we do when life gives us something that is really difficult to deal with? Something where just a little bit of laughter seems to not be enough. 10 years ago, I moved from Seattle, Washington to Madison, Wisconsin to be closer to my parents. Within 3 months of uprooting my entire life, leaving my friends, leaving my job, packing up my husband and moving, within 3 months my father had died. Within the next couple months, I lost my best friend, I lost one of our animals, and a few months after that, I also lost my mother. Just days after arranging to bury my mother, I started feeling pain in my right side. I went to the doctor and I was told that I may have cancer, ovarian cancer, and that I would have a 20% chance to live past 5 years. Well, how did I deal with that? That's a lot of stress. That's a lot more than a knock-knock joke is going to help you with, right? Prior to, when I first moved to Madison, I wanted to meet some people, so I took what's called an improv comedy class. How many of you have heard of improv comedy? Oh, most hands are up. Excellent. Well, there's something in improv comedy. I joined this group of strange people up here called the Monkey Business Institute. And there's a tenet in improv that says yes and. All improv scenes, all improv comedy, all improv theater is built on the premise of yes and. When your partner gives you an offer, you take that offer, you say yes, and you build on it. If you deny that offer or you change it in a negative way, the scene goes nowhere. I find the same to be true in life. When life gives you a really raw deal, instead of saying no, we say yes and. So at that moment, when I was standing in the clinic, having just been handed down this horrible diagnosis, when the one thing a girl doesn't want to be without is her mother, when standing alone in this clinic, when dealing with the grief of knowing I had to sell the home I grew up in, I turned it into a yes and. So as I was standing there feeling at the bottom of my capacity for resilience and dealing with adversity, I said, yes, first thing I'm going to do is get another doctor. I'm going to get a better opinion. I don't like this one. Yes, and. Yes, and if this is a correct diagnosis, I'm going to make a will. Yes, and I'm going to live my life to its fullest. Yes, and I'm going to honor my mother's memory. Yes, and I'm going to cry my eyes out. Yes, and the power is in the and. That's where we take control. When adversity really hits us, the power is in the and. So there's a couple of people that I'd like to thank for helping me out with this presentation. One is Jason from Jason's Voices, who did the President and Morgan Freeman. I'm not actually as cool as all that, but that's all right. I'd also like to thank all of you for the work that you do and for being here. And I'd like to, before we leave, find some dark place. You know that thing that you need to maybe yes and? That adversity, that challenge in your life? Find it inside of yourself. And before I leave, let's just give it one big old yes and. What do you think? On the count of 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yes, and. Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.